In this lesson, we're going to further develop this site plan that we started before. We are going to add in utilities. We're going to add in a couple other things that usually you need in a site plan. It could be proposed, it could be actual, but let's go through it. Everything that you see is what you see, what you get, right? So the layers will define that. So let's go to the layers. For this, we're going to enable the line object, and we're going to enable the point object, these two. Let's go take a look and see what we can do. Now, when we enable a line object and a point object, we have various options to take a look at what he found. So he found a post, right? He found a light post here. So he found it on the ground. But have in mind, this is either your homeowner, this is your house, you are an architect or designer, so you go to the site, or a builder, you go to the site. There are various things that you need on the site plan, like where is the manhole for the sewer line, where's the water line, where's the utilities. You see it on the site, then you go and define it further. Now, let's go do that together. Okay. This one here seems to be the sewer manhole. It's commonly put on the ground. Now, I have gone in here and enabled these two line object and point object. That's what we need to have. So I go to the point object, I'll click, and literally is point an object. I'm going to point an object, click on it. You then come up and say, I see the point. What is in that point, right? I can do an annotation, or I can select for what I see. What I see in there is sanitary sewer manhole. Click on it. I can put further definition, right? I can put further definition here. I can go in here and say on the street side, it recognizes as diameters of 2. You could change that. Now, one of the things that we can do is we can basically now talk about associating digital assets with it, right? Is part of the plans that we can do. So what are we going to do is, let's say you go to the site. You're there, you take a picture of it. You want that as part of your project. No problem. You click on add a new asset, right? Say, what do you want to add? I say, I want to add an image. So you choose the image that you want to add. So you have it saved, obviously, right? So you basically add an image, which is sewer manhole, right? Click on open. You have it there and say, you can name it, picture of the manhole, and save it. What this will do is to this point, it will associate that picture that you selected and puts it into your project file. You notice that there is a little picture now here, right? So you have complete documentation now with the project being compiled, being lined up. Let's go also define two more things. Let's go define the water meter, and let's go define electric panel, electric access, right? All right, so we go to this. We're going to assume the water meter is usually on the corner. You have to have backflows and stuff, so we're going to assume it's here. Or you have gone to the site and see it that is there. So click. It will come up and says, okay, with that location, what are we looking at? Same concept. I can say this is a water meter. There we go. And we put the water meter. I could associate a picture with it as well. And I think I have a picture here, so I'm going to do that. And I will associate the picture of the water meter, house water meter. And I'll put a picture of house water meter. It could have been maybe a operation manual, a PDF, but you could do that. So we have that now. And most of these homes, living in California, maybe where you live is a little different. The electric panel is on the right side or left side. I'm assuming it's on here because there's a power post here. So I'm going to go again to point an object. I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to say on this location, I have basically the electrical panel meter. So it puts it there. Same concept applies. I could associate a picture with it too, which is a good practice to do. So I think I have taken some picture of it. So I will go and add in the picture of the electric panel. And I type it in, save it. Right. Now, what am I doing here? I'm actually basically creating documentation for this project as I am building it. There's no other application in the world that do that. Now, I'm pointing to that GPS location, to that location, I'm putting that in, right? Now that I have all these options, now what else do I want to do? I can now go in and actually basically draw the lines. You know, when you go here, you call 811, they come and line up for you where things are at. There could be a gas line too. But let's draw these lines. For that, we're going to use these utility lines. So click. I'm going to say that, and obviously you go to the site and you know where exactly is at. From here, the sewer line connects to the house in this corner. It's going to come up as you're drawing it, and it's going to say, what is it that you just drew? That's how it works. You're going to say, in this scenario, I have basically put in sanitary sewer drain line, right? And you notice that it marks that green, which is the code here in California, and also mark it as well. Now I'm going to click on it and say water meter goes to the house and maybe it goes to here. Again, you will know because you go to the site. I'm just showing you how easy it is to develop these things. And it's going to come back and say, what is this? I'm going to say this is basically portable water. Marks that in. And the electric line, I'm going to assume it comes from here. That's a possibility, but obviously you will know. So electric line goes from here to here. And basically I'll add that in as being the electric line. So, and it puts it on red and marks it as electric line. So basically with this advanced process, we can define every piece of the property site plan. With this object, one of the things that we do in our business, we want to know where the downspouts are at, right? So let's say you go to the site and there's a downspout, you click, it's going to come up and say, what is this? And in this scenario, you go in and you say, okay, this one is a downspout. So it marks a downspout. Next one, this one is also a downspout. And it's a downspout. And let's say there's a fire hydrant in the corner here. So I click on that one and say, what is that? And I can go in here and say this one. And the reason it's doing this is not just drawing on a screen. This is geotagging it on the side, right? I'm going to say there's a fire hydrant there, right? You put a fire hydrant on the side. So you could have any of these basically marked on the ground, right? Which is an important part of being able to develop your site plan. The details are endless, and there is no way that you could develop a site plan any faster than we just do it here together. It's like 8 minutes. I'm talking a lot, obviously, doing it. But you can develop a more detailed site plan, like 5 minutes or less for any property. And simply go in, and let's just do that. Always save. There's no question. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to click on grading it as a PDF, just to make sure that we get the same file, right? Going to be easy to do that. So depending on what you have on the screen, it might take a little longer, but in a few seconds, you have your site plan. Let's take a look at this site plan now. Download it, and it's PDF. It could be CAD files and all that. We always talk about it. And we are back into taking a look at it is what you see, what you get. Don't forget that. That's the theme, right? So let me zoom in, and then, bring this down. You notice that all the things that I put in are here now. The lines, the fire hydrant, everything is now on the plan. That's as easy as it gets to develop a site plan. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about the value of digital assets that you can associate with this project plan.